All right, everyone, it's Joan Anuoluwa, and I'm the founder of Lifesaver Intervention Initiative, and this is the Leading for a Change Bootcamp, and this is class 3. And the last class we talked about the law of actualization, choicism, minds, and the law of humanity. So today we are going to be talking about leading without a title. And like I rightly mentioned in the previous videos, everyone is a leader. Yes. So someone is learning something subconsciously or consciously from you. You, as an individual, you have influence. You might say, I don't have 30,000 followers or 1 million followers on social media. Well, it doesn't matter. At least one human being is seeing you. So the people that can see you, the people that have access to your life, let me burst your bubble. Somehow, some way, you are influencing them. So you are a leader. Yes, you are a leader. So you have influence. Therefore, you don't even need a title to create change. So just by living your life, just by leading a purpose-driven life, just by bringing those ideas in your mind to reality, you'll be influencing people for good. So the question here is, try to remember a time you did something good and one or more people copied you. Have you ever can you recall a time that you did something and then you found out that those around you started doing the same thing? So you actually have influence. You are a leader. Or they may even be upfront to say, wow, you bought this thing, me too, I'm going to buy it. Or, you went to eat at this restaurant, how was your food? It was nice. Okay. Me too, I'll go and eat at that restaurant. Oh, you've made your hair. I've not even made my hair. I need to go and make my hair. That's influence. Oh, have you seen this movie? Yes, it is very interesting. Me too. Let me go and watch the movie. So you have influence. So there are many ways, there are many things we've looked down on, and we don't know that those things are actually us being influential. So when people copy what you've done, you're actually having an influence over them. So it may be something as little as someone buying granules because you did, or someone starting a business because you did. So I want you to know that you don't need a title to do the right thing. Yeah. Now, see these vital questions. Number 1, can you be the person that someone can watch and be nurtured right? Pick your hardcover and write it down. Let me say it again. Can you be the person that someone can watch and be nurtured right? So, is your life leading people to do good, or is your life leading people to become more wicked, more heart-hardened, or to have a hardened heart? So remember I gave an example of maybe a person who was a person of integrity, and then you've met some persons who have disappointed you. They did not keep to their word. You trusted them and they ran away with your money, or they didn't deliver as they were supposed to deliver, and you lost the contract or you lost your opportunities, etc. We've met all manner of people. Now, are you going to be like that? Are you going to be the one that is leading a bad example? Or will you be the one that will remind people that, there are still good people in the world? The other day, I was shown a video of a Nigerian who was pretending to be hungry. I was just doing a video and, going around and asking people for food. And there's a particular video where the person was like, oh, come join me, I'm eating right now, bring your spoon and join in. That was kindness. That was kindness at work. So the question I want to ask is, are you the one who will make people more discouraged and make people lose their trust in the right values simply because you failed to display the right values? Or are you the one that's going to encourage people and remind them that yes, there are still good people in the world? So right there in your space, will you choose to be the good person, or will you choose to be the one who pays people back for evil? Because you see, when you decide to pay people back for evil, you might pay the wrong person back. Do you understand? So you might be like, oh, she broke my heart, so I'm going to be breaking the heart of every other girl I see. What if you come in contact with a very innocent lady who does not deserve that? So you've replicated the bad thing that person did. It's like someone saying, oh, this dog is barking at me, so I want to bark at the dog. But you're a human being, you're not a dog. So dogs are expected to bark. It is normal for dogs to bark. So you cannot say because a dog is barking, you want to start barking. So if you are a good person intrinsically, you would not say because somebody has done something bad to you, you also want to become bad. No, decide not to allow the wrong decisions those people made change your own good nature. The second question I want to ask is, most successful people have models who inspire them. Are you going to be a model to somebody who will be inspired by your story? Who will look at your life and say, wow, the way this person is living their life, I just want to live my life like they are. I'm sure that there's somebody in your space right now that you look up to them. You love how they are living their life. You love what they do with their life. They are doing that to you. But who will you do that to? Who can look at your life and say, wow, this lady, this brother inspires me. This man inspires me. This woman inspires me. Who will say that about you? So as a person that is leading people or leading yourself, you have influence. So you need to ask yourself these questions that as I'm leading myself or as I'm leading other people, who will be rightly inspired and who will I be able to model for good with the way I live my life or with the way I lead other people? So I need you to identify and list the things you know you don't want others to emulate about you. So pick your hardcover and be very sincere with yourself right now. Tell yourself, what are those things you do that you know that you don't want people to copy these things in your life? Maybe you know you're hot-tempered, you don't talk well to people. You can write it down. I don't talk well. I get very angry, and when I'm angry, I misbehave. Write it down that is something you don't want people to emulate about you. Write down everything about you that you know you don't want people to emulate about you. So the answer to this question will help you to lead for a change. So when you list down those things that you do not want people to emulate in your life, you now need to begin to actively work on them to change. You know, the good thing about this exercise is that because you're writing it down, you are agreeing with yourself that these are things you no longer want to do. So actively, you begin to do the right things to ensure that you change. So this exercise is very important. So pick that cover, write it down. These are the things I don't want people to emulate about me. And then begin to work on them. Begin to work on them. Begin to work on them. And I wrote here that the story of parents who ask their child to lie to a debtor that they are not at home, it's a very, is it popular example way back in Sunday school? Yeah, was it in Sunday school? Well, I heard it in church. Yeah, and they were just talking about how some parents tell their children not to lie. They tell their children, don't lie, always say the truth. And then when somebody is looking for them, maybe it's not even somebody they are owing, but just because they don't want to see a particular visitor, they will tell their children to tell the person they are not at home. Now, indirectly, those parents are modeling the wrong things to those children because you're at home, but you're asking the children to lie. And then when you now ask them that, oh, who picked the remote? And the children say, I'm not the one, but clearly the remote is missing. You're already teaching those children how to lie. So if you're telling them not to lie, but you're asking them to lie on your behalf, how do you want them to, turn out well? So these are some of the mistakes parents make, or some of our own parents have even made. Maybe you haven't yet listened to me and you've experienced that kind of thing where your parents have actually asked you to lie, or even your teacher or your guardian, or maybe even your elder sibling. Whichever case it is, that was just an example to tell us how some persons have been wrongly modeled. And I'm hoping that you will not be a victim of that. You will not model other people wrongly, but you will choose to do the right thing in spite and despite those who may be doing the wrong things. So maybe you're here, somebody has cheated you, you've invested some monies, or You've done some things, as much as you can do it, with your conscience clean and clear. But, they backstabbed you, they betrayed you and all. Don't allow what they did stop you from being good. Of course, you should be wiser. You should be more strategic. You should be more discerning. But what they did to you should not stop you from being a good person. Yeah, so do not back at people simply because they backed at you. So the fact that a dog is barking at you does not mean you start barking at the dog. That means you are descending to the level of the dog. So don't descend to their level. Decide to remain superior. So if they choose to be the bad person, choose to be the superior person who is good despite their bad behavior. Now, that is how to lead. Because when you decide to do the right things, even to people that have done the wrong things to you, you are leading. You are the one leading. They are behind you. And when they are able to match up with you, then you are now at par. So that is how to lead. Leadership is about bringing people to where you are. Bringing them to a higher pedestal, to a higher way of thinking, to a higher way of treating people, to a higher way of serving people. That is leadership. So I'm challenging you today to choose the different path, to choose to do good, to choose to do the right things, in spite and despite those who are doing the wrong things. So that brings me to the end of today. Today is really, really deeply more of self-evaluation. So after this class, as you are dropping this class, I need you to sit down with yourself and check yourself. If you need to watch videos on how to stop some of those things you need to stop, do that. If you need to get books on how to stop those things you don't want to do again, do that. Those things you know about yourself that you know that cannot model people aright, that cannot model people in the right way, that you want to stop doing, go and read books on how to stop doing those things. Go and listen to the right podcasts, get the right messages, get the right mentors, join the right communities so that your life can model truth, love, and genuine leadership. So my name is Joan Anuoluwa once again. You can follow me across social media on Joan Anuoluwa. If you want to book a personal session with me, that is fine. I'm available for personal booking and personal consultation. And this is for Lifesaver Intervention Initiative. This is totally free. And we are doing this because we want to see more leaders. We want to see more people who will take the initiative to make our world a better place. Thank you and see you at the next class, which should be the last class. Thank you. Bye.